Welcome to RLSH Lair, Season 1, Episode 3, probably Part 2, actual control.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm Figment.
Dark Ghost.
And because we're doing a new time slot to help with Dark Ghost's other half's sleep schedule for when she works, we're going to see how well this works out. If it does, we'll keep this as a new time slot. But I'm sure Dark Ghost has something to tell you before we get on with the show.
Yes, I do. Well, it seems, folks, about 2 weeks ago, someone attempted to kidnap my daughter. Knew by school, knew the hallway, knew the teacher, and knew my daughter's given name. That's going to show this kind of stuff can happen to anybody. But teacher is facing some serious consequences. And luckily my daughter's fine. And I just found out about this today, by the way. As did everyone else involved. Including the teachers, superiors. So, it's been a day.
That's an understatement.
Bingo.
Now, Wolf might be joining us. He might not be. He doesn't know if he's going to be able to get the time to come on the show, but when he comes on, he'll just pop in. So if you see a third person pop on, it's probably going to be Wolf. Could be somebody else. There's a few other people invited. I'm not going to drop any names just in case they can't make it. But anyways, I figured I would start this off with something a little bit different. Because we're talking about patrolling, there's a few things that RLSHs do which is completely idiotic. They go around posting pictures with things like this and think it's really cool to go patrolling with.
Oh, you mean little knickknacks such as this?
Speak up.
You talking about little stuff like this right here?
Yeah.
Or they even go out with full-on swords, such as this right here. Okay, yeah. I want to go out and be a superhero.
Or they go out with one like this one. Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Blades like this are a good way to get yourself shot. And yeah, these are combat ready blades I showed you.
As are mine.
With authentic scabbards. Or they decide to be really cool and go out with something like this.
Oh boy.
This is not something you go on patrol with. This is another way to get yourself shot. And just so you all know, this one is too, you should see there's gun in the chamber.
Yeah, we
all the way
see
down,
it.
pull up. But if I go all the way down, you'll see that, yeah. I don't keep my guns in a situation where they can't be used. Now, if you're legal, you can get away with one of these.
Yeah.
And I do carry one of these with me. In fact, this is the one I usually carry on patrols.
Here's mine.
But
while we're on the subject of firearms, Figment, why don't we talk about the pros and cons between the two kinds? Yours and mine.
We can hit that in a minute. I want to go over a little bit more gear, but not a bad choice.
Okay.
Now, I know Geist in his never-ending pockets. One of the things he carries in those never-ending pockets is one of these. Maybe not the exact model of this one, but there are uses for it. I don't normally carry one with me, but I do keep one in my backpacks when I keep one like this. Now, the knife I carry when on patrol, believe it or not, is this one right here. You know, it's a simple little utility knife. It's more than enough edge
for me.
cut.
Now let's go with the classic Susani.
Now,
or there's one other I carry. And that's just simply the one on the multi-tool.
Right. Now, let me make sure I load this up right, because I can't show you too much on this. But I also usually have Zello running on my phone. And see, right now, if I was to push it and talk, you might even hear me from the other side over where Dark Ghost is sitting at.
Hold on. Okay, there's my app. Loud and clear.
You see? It works pretty good.
It's
Yeah, he had
who
no
has
idea.
a smartphone and they patrol the team. I highly recommend all y'all use it.
Yeah. Zillow, I highly recommend too, because your Oracle, if they're working on a computer at a base location, Zillow also has software that'll work on both PCs and Macs. And if you're a Linux user, you can always run it under Wine. But on that subject, on communications, a lot of teams use these. Now, mine's not very popular in the area. I have it now scanned through all the channels. I'm going to set it down here by the computer. And this is going to scan during the show to show you the non-secure this is, because if anybody pipes up, mine will pick it up. Even if they have a privacy channel on, it'll show you a physical example of it. Now, this is another radio, okay, amongst my collection. It's a ham radio. This is a licensed radio. I mean, the range, this one versus this one on communication range. This is only sending out 0.5 watts. This is sending out a full 5 watts. This one here, I can reach out 25 to 30 miles as long as there's not a mountain in between me. And without using repeaters, that's about it in simplex. Using repeaters, I can bounce anywhere. I have another one that I have upstairs, which actually is a D-Star radio, which will link into the internet and send it anywhere in the world via the internet. I'll link into it through repeaters up there. But these, I'll leave this one on too, because I'm not going to use it, but you might hear it kick on. Okay. So, any other nifty little toys you want to show? Oh, I'll show one more thing. We all know fitness is smoke. Now, when on patrol, I don't smoke my cheap cigarettes. And that was an endorsement. You shouldn't smoke. I use one of these when I'm on patrol. Okay, this is an e-cig. And no, it's not a huge box mod. The reason why I do this one is because you notice the USB port on the bottom of it. It also works as an external battery for my phone. So it means one piece of less gear.
What's the name of that one?
This one?
Yeah, what is that particular model called?
Oh, it's MVP 20 watt, made by iTaste.
Okay.
This is the version 2 of it. I don't know if they're even still making this model or not. It comes in multiple colors. The tank is a Gladius tank. And the easiest happens to be Sweet Tarts.
I'll stick to my patrol cigars. And if any kids watching this, say no to this. If I could go back in time, I would kick my own young butt for this.
Oh, by the way, this is also not box mod used if you're a cloud chaser. You know, people blow out the huge smokes, the huge clouds of vape. This is a real low vape
competition for that.
Yeah, this is a low vaping produce, but it also means you don't go through the batteries as quick and you don't burn through your Aegis as fast. It's also the same one I use for go out hiking. Another piece of gear.
Here's a piece of gear I carry. It's a simple micro cassette recorder.
Yes, I carry one of those too. I don't have it handy right now. I should grab mine. But I did grab this. I'm not turning it on for obvious reasons, because this will actually show you my true location.
Yep.
Okay, this is a cheap 120. This is a cheap 120. Same way I also use when I go hiking and camping and things like that. But the reason why I chose this one is it doesn't have all the features. You know, it's simple logging. Won't even give you turn-by-turn directions. But the batteries last in it, if I run to standard Duracell batteries, I'm looking at almost 14 hours of battery life. If I use high quality, like lithium batteries, I can get 2 days off instead of AA batteries. Ideal for logging your travels when you're doing your stuff. And just waterproof.
Yep. Now, if you do mostly night type actual patrols like myself,
carry a flashlight.
And preferably one that works not like this dead one.
Yeah, see? Now, one other thing I do carry. And this does have a multitude of uses. If it's not legal in your state, don't carry one. Lockpick set.
Thieving tools! I also carry a set with me.
Well, these are handy. One, if someone has locked their child in the car.
Yeah, lockpicking is an interesting skill that I think everybody should know.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually competitions for how fast you can pick locks, too. I've almost been tempted to start entering into those. I've been picking
I'll do it for you.
13. So.
Now, one other thing I carry, and this works in my area. Light it. See, I work in a metropolis area, and yes, I do go into some of the higher places like not on the roofs of buildings, but the garages. I don't go up like, the hotel and the compound. Vantage point.
I get a good vantage point
right before I start running patrol. But I just carry a simple binocular.
Yeah. I didn't go through and grab all my gear because it was not going to be a complete show and tell. But on your summer patrols, whether you're doing outreach or crime fighting, somebody in your team should have something along this lines with them. This is a simple, cheap, $30 backpack from Walmart. But you need a place to carry your first aid kits, stuff like that. I'd actually show you mine, but this is unfortunately right now is pretty empty because I'm in the process of summarizing it for my winter kit setup. I think right now all I may have in it, maybe a garbage bag, a thermal blanket, garbage bag, and of course, a space blanket.
Now, the most useful thing anyone can carry out there with them is simple.
Paper
and pen.
Yes, always carry writing utensils with you.
But never forget the most important tool or weapon, personal folks. Your own mind.
Your own mind.
So one of the things I also carry with me, this is not the actual one I carry with me. It's actually one of my spares at my house because I didn't grab it when I shut down to the video. But this is a can of Sterno. But you should always carry an old can of Sterno. Note the rust. I don't use this stuff very often.
Yeah.
But you should always have a way that if push comes to shove, you can give somebody a something hot to drink for hypothermia treatment, because even in the summertime you can get hypothermia. So you should always be capable of treating hypothermia. So a couple of those McNasties, Hiker Talk, instant coffee single serve packets, and a small lightweight camp stove can do wonders to somebody's survivability.
Speaking of which, don't you say you have a spare one of those laying around?
Spare what?
Camp stove.
I have camp stoves in most of my rooms, except for this one.
Well, I might need to get you a stubby one for this homeless couple.
They're easy to make.
Okay, you'll have to show me how to make one sometime.
Okay, might actually do a small individual program for that one on my personal channel.
Yeah, like a little.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, something else you should always carry with you, even if you're not a smoker, is a fire source. You never know when it's going to be.
Yeah.
And
personally,
just,
I prefer carrying actual.
I always have the multiple ways to go. Because you never know when you're going to need to use that. Because we're out there in the field, and we're exposing ourselves. We're offering to help. You got to be able to help in any situation you come across. But you don't want to carry your. You don't want to carry your battle wagon full of gear and try to carry that on foot. There comes a point where you have to learn what not to carry.
Yep.
That's hence why I showed you my sword and dagger. Yeah. Hence why I showed my sword and matching parrying dagger. And believe it or not, this one's actually double-edged, so it's not really a parrying dagger anymore. So, yeah, my blades tend not to be showpieces. I'm not as obsessed with them like Wolf is, but I do have a fair collection.
But since we're talking about pros and cons of something to carry and not carry, we all saw you carry a pistol, use a magazine, I carry a revolver.
Okay, we'll start with the pros and cons.
All right.
I just cleared it.
I already had the snap cap.
So, as you can see, I have the slide lock back. And yes, I do carry one in the chamber. I'm not worried about being de-armed right now because I have that 12 gauge right next to me.
Yeah.
So, now the benefit versus wheel guns versus standard semi-automatics. Yeah, there's my extra mag. The benefit from that is wheel guns are more reliable. I am a semi-automatic person. Yeah, I have wheel guns too. But the reliability factor on these things, I've only had this gun fail on me once, which may seem like a lot for a lot of people. And it's something that most people should be concerned with. But this gun didn't fail me until I crossed the 50,000th round. So you're not talking a light-duty weapon. Speaking of that, nope, that was just static. So we're not talking a light-duty gun. I put mine through the works.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I can circumcise a gnat at 1,000 yards. That doesn't happen.
And folks, just because you have a real gun, don't mean you can't have it ignited easily, quickly load. Observe. This is called a speed loader. And yeah, I do have live rounds on it. I'm not going to demo it because, one, I don't want to load my gun right now and have to put this thing back too.
As I reload mine, back it up fully armed on camera.
Well, yeah. Bear in mind, though, I have family to safety to worry about.
Yeah. I am not the poster child for gun safety.
And folks, only carry one of these if you have the license and are legal to carry.
And are willing to use it.
Yes. And here's a good situation to that. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it involves my day job. Last month, someone tried to carjack me at gunpoint. I say he had a little 22. And he just simply come up on me and say, "Get out the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!" I reached down, grabbed this, put it to him, and say, "Get the heck away from my car!"
I don't think you use those friendly words.
Well, I'm trying to keep clean because it is technically PG-13.
Yeah, I know. I can be honest. Somebody tried carjacking me. You know what ended up happening? I politely get out of the car. And then shoot him. I'd get out of the car first, though.
Yeah, well, I was in a position where I didn't have to get out of the car to do it. But I made it clear to him I wasn't putting it in my car. But
Yeah.
folks,
people, if you did notice, I do carry a pit.
As do I. In fact, that's where I have the gun here. Usually the speed loader's on this side.
There's the spare mag.
I do.
So you carry the same way I do.
Yep. I'm not for one of those people to carry in a spot that you can't properly defend. I mean, armpit may be a slow draw, but if you get in a hand-to-hand fight, on your hip makes that gun an awful easy grab.
Yeah, and plus, do you have one of those thumb releases on your pit? It's that.
Yeah.
See?
It's that. See?
Thanks for
It comes out
demonstrating
real
that,
easy.
Figment.
Thanks for demonstrating that.
Believe it or not, I can draw faster than that, but I didn't feel the camera would grab it.
Yeah, folks, trust me, he slowed that down quite a bit.
Pulling a live gun with live round in the chamber is not smart to do a speed pull for show. I keep my guns loaded.
No.
Something that you should not do unless you have safe ways to do it.
And
But,
folks, I've
you see, like
normally
I
said I am. But no, I am asking him to help for stuff for homeless.
That know they can't be.
But like I've said before, you walk around with one of these things,
You're going to want to get shot.
Somebody like me will shoot you. Even if I have one of these on me, I will.
I'm the romantic kind of guy that I will go on with a sword fight. If I start losing, I will draw.
Yeah. By the way, this is an English short sword, or not really a short sword. It's a little bit long for a short sword, but has the thickness of a short sword. It is a single-handed blade.
Yeah, I prefer my katanas.
Hence why that's a parrying dagger. You notice they are
The handles.
a match set.
Huh?
And you just heard my computer beep because my cell phone dropped on the floor. Woohoo. Yeah, there's something, my USB cable on it is kind of funky. Whenever it moves wrong, it thinks that you unplug it, plug it back in. And it's a new cord. It's going to do it again, too. Dang it. Do that. No, it just tells me my USB is not recognized. Of course it's not recognized. I think there's a short in the wire. And I just don't feel like spending $10 for a cord that I only use for charging things. Yeah, nice thing about my e-cig, by the way, there's the one for my phone. It's the same one for the e-cig. Always a bonus.
Yeah.
So when you're seeing me vape through my mask, like I am doing on patrols. Sweet tarts. But something else some people carry with them are precision screwdrivers.
Yeah, a whole set thing that keeps all the bits and the body of it. But I have it in the car right now.
Yeah. This is not one I carry with me. This happens to be one sitting on my desk. It's a cheapie. I got some cheapies that lay around the house for different things. This one, I think, last it was used for was changing batteries. I mean, you always have to have something to drink with you. I usually have water in a hydration bladder, but occasionally I'll carry it in an Nalgene bottle because you want to stay hydrated. I do not like Nalgene bottles. I have a few of them. I do not like them.
Why is that?
They're heavy. Gatorade bottles will hold the same amount of liquid and weigh about a third the weight and just as durable. Remember, I backpack, so I also think in terms of ounces too.
Yeah.
Now, and this is something you definitely don't know.
On the thing about keeping hydrated, usually how much water should a person drink on average?
Depends on the environment.
Well, okay, you know mine. Let's compare yours and mine.
They recommend your water consumption should be 1 teaspoon of water per ounce of body weight you weigh.
There we go. Well, go with that one.
Okay, that's the recommended dose. I did search and rescue. They recommend a quart a day, a quart of water. This is for drinking, not washing or anything like that. They recommend a quart a day. I live out in the desert. I do 3 liters of water a day minimum. So I drink a lot of water. So, but
me, I live in an urban environment.
Most people can get away with drinking anywhere between 1 to 2 liters of water a day. Now, when I say water, I'm not just talking H2O out of the tap or running it through your filters out in the field. I'm talking all liquid consumption over the day. That's, I don't know, we'll say the ketchup on your French fries that you have with lunch classifies as part of your water consumption, believe it or not. So it's really not as much as you think it is. I mean, you don't have to drink that much. Now, U.S., for some reason, says 8 glasses a day. There is no scientific evidence showing that we need to consume that much. The most important part is your pee should be the color of very watered down apple juice, should have a little bit of color in it. You're going, yeah, that's kind of sick talking about pee on the show.
No, I'm just being lazy because for the day I've had, plus working last night, just chilling here.
This is something else I don't carry with me on patrols, by the way. This would be a little bit heavy to bring out on patrol with me. Believe it or not, you know, this is what, a 4-inch crystal ball. It weighs in at about 15 pounds. So you're not talking. Crystal gets heavy when solid masses like this. Not something you carry with you on patrols.
Now, for those who don't get it, why would anyone even carry a crystal ball at all?
Because they want a glass mace because it would look awesome.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, attach a chain to this thing, put it on a nice, good, solid hand, like really awesome looking mace. No, it goes back to, again, what you bring with you can get you shot. So that is something to take seriously. Some RLSHs carry smoke bombs with them. Geist carries a fairly large smoke bomb with him. And I know Dark Ghost has been talking about carrying some with him. I've been thinking about carrying them with me. They do serve purposes.
Yep. And something most, I think, just about every RLSH does or has carried at one point in there. 3 basic items. Baton. Yes, that was a smaller one.
Yes. Most of us carry one of those.
OC spray. Mace. Or tear gas spray, as this one is.
When it comes to chemical deterrents, I recommend you all carry canine friendly. It will work on people, and it's also legal in all 50 states, thanks to the U.S. Postal Service. And if you get Mace brand from the Mace website, you may pay more for it. But if you use it and there's a police report, they will replace it free of charge.
And lastly, I think every RLSH carries. Well, mine's just kind of dead right now because it needs to be charged, but stun gun.
Woohoo!
Now, there's supposed to be a stun gun and a taser. The taser actually is the one that shoots out the electrodes.
Yeah, so when it comes to taser operation, if you get one that shoots the electrodes, one of the things I sell to make my money, but
which
some of the lower
end
ones the ones I sell are all high end.
That's why I'm choosing to buy from you.
But with them, keep this in mind. Some of them are classified as a firearm, some are not. Some fall underneath pneumatic laws, some fall underneath spring laws. When it comes to ballistic weaponry, every state varies on it. Tasers either run with 22 blanks, CO2 cartridges, or they are spring-loaded. Now, don't let the spring-loaded CO2 cartridge or 22 blanks confuse you. They hit just as hard and have plenty of range under all 3 of those configurations. And tasers don't work on everybody.
Yeah, like if you was trying on the terrorist there.
Yes.
He might say thank you for the charge.
The terrorist is taser proof.
And for those who doubt, we might get talking into proving it. Later.
Local PD saw me lick one.
While it was being used?
While it was on.
Did they actually hit the button? No.
Yeah, it was sparking the whole time I licked it. They just looked at me and their jaws hit the floor. By the way, people, when it comes to RLSHs, you talk about people. I've read comments on like RLSHs with powers or abilities. I am a true mutant. Okay, it's documented. There's case files. I won't go into all my mutations. But one of the way the mutations have manifested themselves is I'm immune to electricity. It skirts around the outside of my skin. I'll get maybe burns on the outside of my skin, but it doesn't hurt. Doesn't seem, and it's beneficial because I've been struck by lightning twice. So,
yeah. So not only is it immune to it, he's a lightning rod.
Yeah, during electrical storms, steer clear of me. Lightning will strike near me. And that mutation, by the way, is probably, well, the mutation I have that causes that is probably dysgraphia, which is a neurological disorder causing my nervous system not to be wired the way it's supposed to be. And because I'm miswired to mean that these electrical devices just don't affect me the way they should.
Yep.
So
Like
probably
said,
goes more common.
I dare say he can make it onto the X-Men.
Just about.
Nah, you can
Well,
make it.
I've tried to convince a doctor to make me be the first live heart transplant donor.
Let's not go into that detail about that mutation yet. Let's have that for later discussion.
Oh, we hit on a little bit last week on chimeras.
Yeah, that's right.
Chimera in humans, if you guys are just picking it up, a chimera is a person who has more than one DNA strand in their system. And it usually manifests itself as completely benign, such as you'll have mismatching, or the tattoo, you'll have mismatching DNA from, depends where they take it. You can have weird blood type. Like chemically, my blood is female. Hormonally, it's male, but chemically, it looks female. It's one of those odd mutations with me. But doctors have analyzed, I have confirmed 4 different DNA strands in my system. They suspect there might be more.
Holy mutation.
Yes. I'm a forensic scientist's worst nightmare. I could commit a crime, and my DNA wouldn't show it. I also have my fingerprints don't leave fingerprints like most people either.
Yeah.
Which is really bizarre. Has to do with speed my natural secreted oils evaporate. So it mutates my fingerprints once I lay them. They start changing. It's kind of funny. I've been fingerprinted for many of my security clearance jobs. It drives the forensics teams nuts. Because they actually have to go really old school with me, or else the new modern day methods don't work. Yeah, it throws them for a loop. But when you patrol, do you go out at night or during the day mostly? Most of us go out at night because most of us have day jobs. Very few of us do daytime operations. And we all know this. But every now and then you'll have them that go out there and do daytime operations. So you also have to think, how scary is your super suit? Does your suit make you look like a terrorist? Mine actually right now makes me look like one of those Occupy people. But I have a couple different masks. This is my go-to mask. It's one I keep in my bags and things like that for when I'm out and about. Let's see here. No, I just had it. Just dropped something. Oh, speaker. I just had it on me too. Where is it? There it is. As I dump more crap. My bad, people. Dropped a bunch of shipping stuff.
Organize your stuff.
It was organized. Just
yeah, so you had to actually find something.
I was looking for something I just had in my hands. And I dropped a bunch of stuff. But see, this is a neoprene mask. It gets warm, and I've had temperatures in the 90s today. So I opted not to wear this one. Just a bit warm right now. But I have a small collection of masks I can wear. But this one happens to be my go-to mask. It's the one I carry with me most of the time. it can fit in all my pockets easy enough. And doesn't look out of place in some of the areas I go.
Yeah.
But always have a bag. Curious, important factor. First aid kits. I was going to grab one of my first aid kits because it's the time of year where I actually sort through them and de-winterize and summarize my first aid kits. Yes, I have two different types of kits, one in the winter, one in the summer. But because obviously in the winter you're not going to have to deal with bee stings. In the summer you're not going to really have to deal with frostbite. Plus Band-Aids don't like hot temperatures, so my summer kit doesn't have Band-Aids, but my winter kit does.
Yeah.
So you also have to keep in mind what you have in your first aid kit. Wow, I just realized something scary. Anyway,
What?
I was looking at the way my mask was seen across my nose, and my first thought was the shadow. I know the color's wrong, but still.
Well, if you got a solid color, when to use it, that'd work.
I actually might have to do that.
Make it like a permanent figment thing.
Make my shadow impersonation.
Just make sure you have a good suit.
The problem is, see, my only scarf would tell you my name. If you're smart. Not very many people can read them, but those who can, I don't want to risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only scarves I have carry my family's tartan on them. Darts. Look,
Which, according to you, tastes like rock stars.
According to me, I don't think it does. But my friends say it tastes like, so I just go by their words.
And you know what?
Nothing tastes like rock stars. Nothing tastes like rock stars.
The unofficial drink of the RLSH.
Yes. The unofficial drink of Figment. Rockstar, please sponsor me. By the way, people, I'm broke. This happened to be just an empty can sitting on my desk.
Well, I could be a jerk and go get my open can.
Better watch out. I may be broke, but it doesn't mean I can't afford a plane ticket.
Well, if you want to get tired of that, I'd actually just say, "Here you go, you've earned it."
If I could walk a straight line. Anyways, people, if you don't know, when I fly first class, and they give you free alcohol when you fly first class. Now, I'm not a lush by any stretch of the imagination, but when it's free, yeah.
Folks, I myself am about philosophy. If it's free, take full advantage of it.
Exactly. You know, from my local airport to the closest one to Dark Ghost, that's an hour and a half in the air.
Well, for now, because I might be getting relocated soon.
And let's see here. It's an hour and a half from air to the closest airport to him. So we're not talking that far of a trip. 20 minutes to the airport, an hour and a half in the air.
That'd probably be the most expensive rock star you ever had, though.
The problem is TSA also doesn't like me. Because when I fly...
Okay, is there any government group you hadn't ticked off?
Department of Defense. When I fly, I can fly with one of these too. I am actually an armed individual when I fly. I'm one of the few people that you'll know that actually can carry on an airplane.
Which that means, folks, if you ever see him on an airplane, sit right next to him. And you're safe.
By the way, anybody questions that's because I do have active contracts that some of my money comes in from the Department of Defense. So I may not make a lot of money, but what I do, sometimes it comes in by the fistful, sometimes it trickles in. But I do get on classified locations, and I often do transport classified documentation. There is a reason why Figment can be found anywhere.
At any time.
At any time.
Yes. I know how to use FedEx to move my gear around so it doesn't show up on airplane security, too. But when people go on patrols, they have a tendency of either bringing more than they possibly need, or they don't think about when they go out. One of the things that Geist carries in his collection, we just talked about in other videos, I'm not sure if he does anymore or not, he also carries marbles with him. And as strange as they're heavy, I mean, I can't imagine a pocket full of these things being with me at all. That would be, this is obviously not a marble, but walking around with this in my pocket would be bad enough.
Folks, I hate to use this as look at Batman, for example, carrying gear. He don't overload himself. His mobility.
Yeah, you want to make sure the gear you take with you is not just going to be there just for show. I mean, a lot of us RLSHs, like obviously, our masks are mostly show. So we present ourselves to people, but practicality-wise, it's mostly show. This one here actually is a little bit more than show, but it's a full-fledged shamog. So it gives me the ability, if need be, to demask, to create splints and things like that. I mean, I will demask for some things.
Whereas I try to keep my mask on.
Quiet, canines! Great. We're neighbors, so one of my dogs doesn't know the neighbor, so there's always barks at him. But when you're out and about at night, patrol, I mean, you have who hides in the shadows. Looks like a stalker with his pantyhose. But anyways, try to have something that can be seen. I'm not saying it needs to be your complete gear, but a simple like jogger lamp that you can put on your arm can prevent you from getting run over. And if you dress like Dark Ghost, the pantyhose stalker, you can
I don't want to hear it, you terrorist.
It helps show people that you're not a bad guy, but still gives you the ability to turn the light off if you have to go stealth.
Yeah.
So you can be non-stealth, but instantly go stealth. So
granted, not a lot of bad guys are going to be wearing a suit and tie.
I don't know. It was quite common back in, I don't know, 30s.
Don't need people knowing how old I really am.
Oh, yeah. Like you were best friends with Al Capone?
No. I kind of helped. I tried to help take him down a few times. I mean, I'm a ghost, remember? I've been around a while.
Yeah, but then people talk about me and like I'm real or something.
Yeah. And yes, folks, we are just goofing around joking.
Yeah, people, if you can't tell, we can't stand each other. That's why I was probably the first one in the community who knew about the incident with Dark Ghost and his child. Or at least one of the first in the group to know.
Yeah.
And I also want to give a shout out to everyone who offered to help. Offering to come down and help. List because it's actually
quite large. Thank you.
By the way, I keep having to pull my mask up, people. The reason why I'm wearing this one because we got temperatures that hit 90 today, and my house is scorching, so I haven't had a chance to get the air conditioner on yet. So I have a huge vent here so I don't overheat. So it's barely sitting on my nose. But I felt it was a lot cooler than this was with this heat.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to fall down too far.
Yeah, like, oh!
Oh, yeah, here. I'll show you the whole nose. How does that sound? That doesn't show you anything.
That looks like more like the shadow from the movie. Had a bigger snot.
Yeah, when he warped people's minds, the snoz was a little bit bigger.
Yeah, a little bit.
And also that much of my nose. You know, just like if you're paying attention earlier tonight, you'll see part of my tattoo. It doesn't show you much. Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure that wasn't getting hiked up.
Yeah, but how many tattoos?
Yeah. Don't get addicted to tattoos, people.
Well, I didn't say there's anything wrong with them. But I have say no tattoo.
You can get the tattoos, just not anymore, can you? You haven't been able to since Monday.
Exactly.
But like Dark Ghost and I were saying earlier, we're going to go back to that because we're beginning to stagger on things, and we got about 10 minutes left. Is if you're going to carry one of these things, make sure you're legal, make sure you can use it, and make sure
you have no fear of using it. And for Pete's sake, if you do go and carry one, go to a range and learn to use it properly.
Yeah, spend time to learn.
Like this right here, the game. You don't do it that way. No, that just pathetic.
How about like this? Come on.
If I ever saw anyone holding a firearm like that, I'd laugh at them.
Really?
And then break their arm.
Maybe you'll have to go out and see me shoot.
Okay,
Yes,
that's not applied to a gun.
Yes, I can shoot with the gun upside down.
Folks, he's not letting you. He's not dead shot.
Okay, people, before you start saying, oh, yeah, right, I've been shooting for over 40 years. So, yeah, if I was a bad shot, there'd be a problem. So, just goes to one of those things. 40 years of marksmanship skills.
Which I hope to learn when I get out there sometime. You're going to teach me a few of those tricks.
Yeah, I can get most people pretty good shots within a few hours.
Now, granted, people, I'm no slouch. Yards. And well, it's full of holes in the right spots.
Anyways, we're going to go ahead and stop the show. It's been about an hour. And sorry, I forget what the next one's about. It looks like we've had one viewer the whole night, which is an improvement with this time slot.
Quick shout out to one of our fans. What was his name again?
Shout out. Yeah. I forget his name. My bad.
Yeah, he's got a name I can't pronounce what he's going by when he contacted us. But I want to give our first fan a shout out for a few episodes now. And he might be the one viewer.
He might be.
Bro. Shout out to you.
Most of the shows don't have one. We got one that's maybe working. So we'll see about it. And sorry, I don't have the list right in front of me what next week's show's about. It is planned. I'll have to look that up and all that good stuff. But this time slot might actually work. As long as I don't get too much sun in through that window. But
block it off, dude. Put a blanket or a towel over it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But anyways.
Hey, it works for me.
Yeah, because ironically where I'm at, this show's going on from 7 to 8. So it makes it a little bit difficult because right around dinner time, people are active. And my dogs don't quite like people they don't know yet. So fortunately, we didn't have too much of that incident.
Next week, we ought at least mention, try to get a freak on the show, your canine companion.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're watching this thing, you're more than welcome to comment on the YouTube channel. You can contact me, Figment, directly on Facebook. You can contact Charles Kovacs on Facebook. He's Dark Ghost. No, that's not his real name.
Yeah. Oh, and Facebook.
Yes.
Let me go by Dark Ghost.
Yeah. When we all love it, if we could verify our RLSH personas. But I hope to see you guys next week. And anything you want to see a show on, you're more than free. Look in the description. There'll be some contact information and all that good stuff. If you have an idea, want to be on the show, let us know. I'm quite open to letting people on the show. And as you can tell, we don't have these high-tech cameras that are perfectly crystal clear. We're not dealing with professional quality things. We're dealing with the everyday Joe, what RLSHs can really afford to do when they're out doing good. So we're just using what you can get off the shelf.
Yeah, we're not Bruce Wayne.
Yep. But hope to see you guys next week. Want to sign out or good go?
Dark Ghost. Catch you later, folks.